Away, Erica.
Stuck in the Void, an animated adventure, Episode 1, Stuck, written by Jacob T. Welby. Outside a beautiful lake, dusk. Day turns to night as two figures are silhouetted by the setting sun. They are stood on a boat fishing. A young ginger-haired boy, Paul, age 11, cute, chubby, clutches his oversized fishing rod. Next to him stands his father, 50s, silver-haired fox, strong-chested, who looks down upon his boy.
Ah, now this is the life, don't you think, son?
It sure is.
They both enjoy a moment of silence, listening to the gentle lapping of the water against the boat.
I can't believe my dad's going to be the captain of a real-life spaceship.
Father looks panicked and checks his watch.
Oh, shoot! About that. Remember when I said I'd only be away for a year?
Yeah?
Well, Daddy was a bit wrong in his calculations. What with the whole time displacement and all.
What do you mean?
His father looks defeated.
Look at it this way. Instead of going for 1 year, I'll be gone for 25.
But that means I'll be 36 years old.
Yeah, I know. But hey, look on the bright side.
What bright side?
Huh. I actually don't have a follow-up to that.
When do you have to leave?
In about, now.
A gigantic spaceship suddenly appears in the sky.
Now?
Yeah, I sort of forgot to tell you, so this whole thing was a bit last minute.
But
A beam appears from the spaceship and onto his father. His hair begins to ripple upwards.
Put her there, Paul.
His father stretches out his hand. Paul stares blankly but does the same, and they shake hands.
But you drove us here.
Oh, shoot. I'll call your mother from the ship. It's only a 5-hour drive from the house.
I guess I'll see you in 27 years then, Dad.
Yeah, unless I get stuck in space or whatever, like that'll ever happen.
Paul's father laughs as he shoots into the ship, which then zips away, leaving Paul alone on the boat. Jump cut to inside a living room. We're focused on a TV. The news anchor looks serious and shows an image of the same spaceship Paul's father flew away in.
The first ship of the human survival campaign has been lost in space. Fukushima Corps has pledged 999 more ships in its place in order to slow the growing energy crisis. On board the missing ship was world-famous explorer Captain Rogers, who leaves behind a wife and a son.
We pan back from the television to reveal a teenage Paul, long hair, spots, staring at the screen with tears in his eyes.
Coming up next, 2 hours of fathers hugging their sons in front of a live studio audience.
I love you, son.
I love you too, Dad.
Paul begins to weep. Outside a school playground, a teenage Paul is still weeping, but he is now surrounded by a bunch of bullies. They are all laughing.
Your dad doesn't want to come back home to a freak like you.
The group laugh.
I bought you a map, Paul. Maybe your dad could use it.
The group laugh.
Your dad's gay.
The group laugh hysterically as their voices begin to pitch shift. Paul, still center frame, stops crying and he seems to age through the years until he is in his mid-30s, miserable, slight shadow across his face, still chubby, but now in a galactic uniform aboard the ship flight deck. Paul is stood looking miserable, standing on a raised platform looking over the flight deck. The laughing is still continuing. Finally, Paul snaps.
Will you just shut up?
His voice echoes as we pull away out into space. The ship floats in space, a juggernaut of machinery spanning hundreds of miles with a large HMS Buttock printed on the side. Beneath it sits the Fukushima Core logo, title stuck in the void. Back inside the ship flight deck, the rest of the flight deck is revealed. Sat in the pilot's seat is Terry Crews, a 40s, short, balding, southern-looking man with tired eyes and a square jaw. He looks shocked. Sat in the navigator's seat is Vladimina Pute, an incredibly large, incredibly muscular woman with a mean face and a hard body. She has a short red ponytail and a large bear tattoo onto her arm. She looks shocked. Stood between those two is Bob, pronounced B-O-O-B, a shiny humanoid robot with cute eyes and a small rectangular mouth. He looks as shocked as a robot can look.
Ugh, you just ruined BOOB's pathetic story. He asked the automated vending machine out on a date and it rejected him. And then he cried.
His tears bring me joy.
Now, fellows. Master Paul is right. I need to shut my pretty mouth.
Paul shakes himself out of his daze.
Yeah. I mean, no. Sorry, B.O.O.B. You can do much better than a chocolate bar dispenser.
Suddenly, a large space bug, crab-like with wings, splats against the ship's front windows, causing green goo to smear across them.
Oh my.
Terry, clean that off right now.
Ugh, fine. What's got your panties in a twist?
Terry activates the windscreen wipers. They clean the splattered bug off in a jiffy. Paul sighs.
I'm sorry, guys. I just need everything to be perfect for the captain's speech. Now we've collected the last bit of fuel. We could be the saviors of the whole planet, and I'll be promoted to first mate.
Vladimina raises her arms in the air.
Hooray!
Yeah, but then Stan will be promoted to captain and he's the worst. He's never here to help any of us. He smells like onions.
And his chin looks like a pair of balls.
And his chin looks like a pair of balls.
The flight deck doors suddenly open, and in steps Stan. He's short, strong-chested, round-faced, and with very much a pair of balls for a chin.
Alrighty, dickholes. The captain will be here any moment. He'll probably give a quick speech so you can all feel better about your pathetic lives, and then I'll take him away to the clone parade. Are we shipshape?
We're all shipshape and ready to go, Stan.
It's sir to you. I don't want any screw-ups, you hear?
Yes, sir.
Stan looks deadly serious and begins to whisper dramatically.
Because I screw-ups.
Okay, sir.
Right in the butt. You hear me?
Yes, yes, sir.
Stan surveys the room.
Do you all hear me?
The group looked bored as they respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right in the butt.
The ship door opens and enters Captain Rogers, a suave 50-something with amazing hair and an eye patch. His chiseled face and body out-chisels everyone in the room. God damn, he's handsome.
All right, men, at ease.
Stan prances over to the captain.
Oh, Captain Rogers, how wonderful to see you again.
Sorry I'm late. I was too busy enjoying a nice long cry. Are the crew ready for my speech?
Yes, sir. One moment.
Stan turns to the crew.
Get up, you lazy bunch of subhuman scum.
The crew stand to attention. Captain Rogers strides forward.
I want to thank you all for your hard work during this mission. Time displacement means that we'll have been gone from Earth for over 100 years. Who knows what kind of world we shall return to? Maybe it'll be exactly the same, or maybe the energy crisis has wiped out humanity. Or maybe I'm just an old lady that has fallen into a diabetic coma, and you're all twisted figments of my imagination.
The crew awkwardly look around. BOOB checks if he's real by tapping on himself.
In any case, we shall return as victors.
The crew cheer. Captain turns and looks to the roof.
Cat, online.
All the ship's screens are filled with the cat, a cute as button anime cat with perky eyes and a bright smile. It's the animated avatar of the ship.
Konnichiwa.
Cat, set course for Earth. We're going home.
Okie dokie. Calling a mirth.
What? No.
Phone rings. Receiver picks up. A croaky, old, timid voice answers.
Hello, this is Mirth.
Captain sighs.
Put the phone down, Mirth. I don't even know who you are.
I'm the ship's masseuse.
What? In the 40 years I have worked on this ship, I have never seen anyone ask for a massage.
I know. I'm so lonely.
I'm hanging up, Mirth.
Oh, okay.
The phone hangs up. Captain sighs again.
Computer, set course for Earth. Earth.
Okie dokie. Setting course for planet Earth.
Finally.
In space, we pull away from the gigantic ship. It gets smaller and smaller until it looks tiny in comparison to the stunning galaxy surrounding it. We see the now tiny ship blast away at light speed. Inside the ship's flight deck, a party is in full swing. Disco lights flash and the music pumps. BOOB is twerking in the middle of the room as the others clap around him and cheer. Suddenly, a loud shudder is heard throughout the ship, and moments later, a deafening bang. The flight deck shakes violently. Out in space, the ship sputters to a halt as the engines lose power. Back inside the ship's flight deck, the party has stopped.
What was that?
Cat appears on screen.
Konnichiwa. There has been a fatal engine malfunction. All engine systems are offline. Teehee.
God damn it. What do we do now?
I think I know what it might be, sir. But I've gotta get to the engines from the outside. I'll head down and get into one of the jet suits.
Good idea. I knew I could count on you. Paul, you go too.
Why?
I don't know, in case Stan needs a back rub or something.
Okay.
Stan and Paul exit.
Damn it. Now I want a back rub. Cat, call Mirth.
Okie dokie.
In the ship's airlock, Stan is finishing suiting up in the jetpack suit. It's connected by a long cable to a machine in the airlock. Paul passes Stan the helmet.
Just let me know if you need anything, I guess.
Don't bother. I know what you're playing at, you know?
What do you mean?
Stop sucking my dick. I know you're gunning for my job, but listen to me. You're not gonna get it. I invented sucking dick. I'm the biggest dick sucker of them all, and I suck hard.
You got that right.
When I get promoted to captain, there's not a chance I'm making you first mate. In fact, if it's up to me, I'll see you're off this ship entirely.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Bored, I guess.
Stan shrugs as he hits the airlock release button. Glass doors seal between them. Stan throws up his middle finger before he is sucked out the airlock. Paul is frozen in shock. Inside the ship's flight deck, through the window, Stan zips past, shooting a billow of mist behind him. He gracefully flies by, waving at them all.
By God, he's the best.
Inside the ship's airlock, Paul clenches his fist and pathetically kicks the machine next to him. It starts flashing and beeping.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Inside the ship's flight deck, we see Stan begin to fly around erratically in the distance.
Something's wrong.
He twists and starts heading towards the window.
Whoa, help! Help me!
That doesn't look good.
He's coming straight towards us.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Hey, I'm the only captain on this ship.
Ah!
Stan splatters violently across the window. A beat of silence, then
Ah!
their screams echo down an empty hallway, the engine room, a room full of leaking nuclear material, a dark prison cell containing a fish with human arms and legs looking very sad, and finally, back inside the ship airlock, Paul jumps back.
Uh-oh.
Inside the ship's flight deck, Paul strolls in happy with a big fake smile on his face.
Hey, guys, what's happening?
The captain turns around, furious.
What's happening?
The captain points over to the bloodied remains of Stan across the ship's window.
That's what's happening. Clean him off, Terry.
Terry activates the windscreen wipers, which poorly smear Stan's remain into a red stain on the window.
Ugh.
His suit malfunctioned and now he's dead. So I have no choice but to promote you to first mate.
Vladimina throws her arms in the air.
Hooray!
Oh my. Well done, sir. I knew you could do it.
Paul looks away guiltily.
Thanks.
Enough celebrations. He didn't actually do anything.
Flashback to inside the ship's airlock. Paul is trying to fix the flashing and beeping machine.
No!
Back to the ship's flight deck, the captain is still going.
Besides, we're still stuck in space with no engine to get us home.
Well, Stan was in charge of the clone crew. Maybe they could fix it.
Good idea. We won't survive a week without the clones running this ship. Terry, I'm making you the new clone leader.
Hooray!
And take BOOB with you. He's really starting to piss me off. Oh boy, an adventure? What fun! I hate you. You know that, right?
Terry, Vladimina, and BOOB quickly exit. The screens are once again filled with the face of Cat.
Captain, I possess the capabilities to reconstruct humans. I just need access to a piece of their DNA.
Interesting. But where can we get his DNA?
Paul stands awkwardly, the bloodied remains of Stan still imprinted on the window behind him.
Paul, make yourself useful and get me a piece of Stan's goo. There's still hope left.
Sir, yes, sir.
And quit it with the dick sucking. That was Stan's thing.
Back at the ship outside the clone quarters, Terry, Vladimina, and BOOB are stood outside the clone's quarter next to a small bolted door.
Stan's office is somewhere behind this door. I actually don't think I've ever been to the clone quarters before. They kind of creep me out.
I must say I am rather scared too. What if they're really weird or something?
BOOB lets out a delirious giggle.
Oh, stop being a couple of babies. There's not going to be anything scary behind door. But if there is...
Vladimina gets out a badass laser rifle from her back.
They won't be scary no more.
Did anyone else find that incredibly hot?
I did, sir, but I'm constantly in a programmed state of arousal.
That's disgusting. Why would someone make you like that?
You're both disgusting. Come on, let's go.
Vladimina kicks down the door and they all exit. Inside the ship's clones' quarters, as the crew steps through, they stare in amazement at an Egyptian-style empire is in full swing in the midst of this giant room. Several pyramids sit across the horizon and a giant statue of Stan is being constructed. A long, winding river flows across the room. Exhausted clones, bald, tall, muscular, bright white eyes, big dumb smiles, roam around the desert land in classical slave outfits, pulling various large sculptures on wooden carriages.
Oh my.
The clones are slaves.
They're bred for manual labor, I guess. I mean, You've done a pretty good job, right? You got Stan's nutsack chin pretty damn perfect.
The bald chin of Stan's statue glistens in the sunlight. A luxurious, empty carriage arrives before them. Pulled by a gaggle of clones, one of the clones looks exhausted.
They look so thirsty.
Vladimina gives a clone her water bottle. It makes a loud dolphin giggle and drinks it down excitedly.
Come on, this carriage will probably take us to Stan's office. We can fix this.
All aboard. Choo choo.
You really know how to ruin a moment, don't you?
Apparently, I'm defective. Ha ha ha.
They all board the carriage. Inside the spaceship's windows, Paul floats right in front of the ship's window. He holds an empty vial and a swab. He looks disgusted as he leans in.
You can do this, Paul. Get a grip. Take a deep breath. We're all made of this. Go. You can do it. You're the best. And nobody knows it yet, but you are.
Paul leans closer.
You're the best. You're the best. You're the best.
Paul is inches away from the disgusting stain.
You're the best. You're the...
We can all hear you, you know.
Paul vomits inside his helmet as he slowly floats away from the ship.
Mayday! Mayday!
Captain sighs. Inside the ship, Stan's office. We're looking in Stan's office, a simple office room with documents and files scattered around a desk with a TV and disc player sat next to it. Suddenly, the clones and carriage smash through the wall and stop rigidly.
We're here.
Let's have a look around.
The crew exit the carriage and they all start searching.
What are we looking for?
An instruction manual or something? Stan couldn't have won the clones over with his charisma. The guy was a sociopath.
Terry searches around a pile of papers on the floor. Vladimir punches holes in the wall and looks inside. BOOB finds a pile of discs. He scans the title of each one. How to talk to people, how to live in space, how to manipulate people, how to betray your friends, how to laugh maniacally, and finally, how to control clones.
I've found it.
BOOB pops the disc into the player and the TV flickers to life. On screen, a 1950s style instructional. It's black and white with some classic 50s kitsch music. Title, Your Clone and You. A suited, slick-haired presenter is stood on next to a clone with a big dumb smile.
Hello and welcome. You must be excited to get your clones up and running. This clone sure is.
The clone opens its mouth.
Bah.
Ha ha ha! Stupid, worthless, pathetic piece of shit. We here at Fukushima Core care about the environment. That's why all our clones use voice boxes from rejected fast food animals. This also means the clones cannot communicate with each other and are therefore 99% less likely to overthrow their tyrannical overlords. That's you.
A boy, 10, baseball cap, wanders next to them.
Oh boy! Can I touch it?
You can sure try.
The little kid giggles as he touches the clone. It instantly slaps the kid out of shot.
Ha ha! Better luck next time, Billy.
Various shots of clones being destroyed in various ways. Crushed, splatted, pulverized, melted, pressed, frozen, burnt, all with a big smile on their face.
Our clones are here to protect you. They have no emotions, no feelings, and cannot experience any pain. Plus, they are all easily replaceable by using the clone.
The video begins to flicker and burn out. We pull away from the television to reveal the crew watching in confusion. On screen, Stan's sinister face appears.
Hello, dickholes.
Back inside the ship's science bay, a mechanical pod sits in the middle of the room. Above it is a screen with Cat on it. The captain and Paul stand beside it, with Paul clutching a small vial of red goo.
The recreation process will take no longer than 30 seconds. Are you sure you want to proceed?
Yes.
Okay. paraying a roundabout by the prog band, yes?
No, not that.
Yes, my name is Cat.
What are you talking about?
Are you sure you want to proceed with the recreation process?
Yes, yes. Good God, yes.
Okie dokie. Just insert the sample into my hole and we can begin.
A hole opens in the side of the pod. Paul cautiously pops it inside.
Ugh.
That tickles.
The vial is sucked inside. Humming comes from within the great machine, and a percentage screen shows the process heading to completion.
You'd better not screw this up, Paul.
Hey, this has nothing to do with me.
I can still blame you, though.
Aw, Paul looks sad. Inside the ship station Stan's office, the crew all look stunned at the TV screen.
If you found that this disc, it means I've died trying to fix the ship's engine. And now you're rummaging through my stuff. Get lost. It's my stuff. Leave it alone.
Terry defiantly knocks a stack of papers over.
I left this message for you to find, so there was some record of how much I despise all of you. Oh, and it was totally me that sabotaged the ship.
Gasp! BOOB's eyes widen and pop out from their sockets.
All I wanted to do was show Captain Rogers that I'm a hero by fixing the engine. Now all of my hard work was wasted. I guess because I'm dead, I should tell you how to fix the ship.
Finally.
But I won't.
Gasp! BOOB has only just put his eyes back in, but they pop out again. Inside the ship's science bay, the reconstruction is almost complete. Captain and Paul watch intensely as the percentage reaches 99%. Suddenly, a loud error buzz. Everything turns red. A sad-looking cat appears on screen.
Error. External DNA detected. Contamination. Contamination. Contamination.
What's going on?
It would appear that Stan's DNA has been mixed up with a space bug.
Oh, for...
Process complete.
The pod's doors open. Steam billows out. Captain and Paul look over in horror. Inside Stan's office, the crew watch the TV screen also in horror. On screen,
You'll never figure out how to fix this ship. You're forever doomed to be stuck in the...
Terry switches the TV off.
That's enough of that.
Inside the ship's science bay, the pod doors open and a horrific silhouette stands in the smoke. Part insect, part Stan. It's Stan Bug. Stan Bug lets out a blood-curdling scream and steps out into the light. We see his flesh melded with the body of a crab-like creature.
Oh my God.
That's right. I'm back.
Stan Bug coughs some goo and looks to Paul.
Well, if it isn't my little murderer, time to return the favor.
We can talk about this.
Stan Bug pulls off his own jaw and screeches.
Can we?
He lunges for them both. Paul leaps out the way, but the captain is caught in Stan Bug's mighty claws.
Captain!
It's fine, Paul. I always knew you weren't cut out for this hero stuff. Go on without me.
Captain goes melodramatically limp. Paul can feel a rage inside him. He's no coward. Slow motion, Paul runs towards Stan Bug. He begins to roar.
I'm coming for you, Captain.
He strikes out his fist, and it connects straight between Stan Bug's legs.
Ow! No fair. I've got 8 testicles now.
Stan Bug collapses to its knees and clutches its groin.
Quick, we can lose him in the air vents.
The captain and Paul start to run away. Stan Bug grabs for them and manages to clutch onto the captain for a moment. However, the captain's clothes tear away, revealing a sexy pair of white underwear similar to the one Ripley wears in Aliens. The captain pulls it off much better. They exit. Inside the ship stands office and clones' quarters. Everyone is silent and looks utterly disheartened. Terry's face is of thunder. He breathes deep and clenches his fist before letting out an almighty cry and attempts to smash the TV with his fist.
Damn you, Stan!
Unfortunately, his incredibly slow movement and weak arms mean Terry barely touches the TV. It makes a light ding sound when he makes contact.
Ugh, so pathetic. Vladimir, could you?
Instantly, Vladimir comes over and smashes the TV into a pulp.
Thank you.
So, we're royally screwed then, folks.
Looks like it.
We better go tell the captain.
Might as well set these clones free and let them roam the ship. Like they'll even listen to me.
Vladimir looks guilty as they all step out into the Egyptian-style land again.
Clones, gather round.
The clones stare blankly. Some stop their work and watch, but they don't move. Terry turns to Vladimir, disheartened.
Keep going.
Terry turns back to the crowd of clones.
So, I don't really know how to say this, but I'm your new leader, but I don't want you to live like this anymore, so I'm setting you all free. Well, I mean, you're still stuck on the ship forever, but at least you can stop all this stupid Egyptian crap.
The clones are silent and look mildly confused, like a dog trying to understand astrophysics.
So, yeah, you're free.
The clones are still silent. Terry turns to the others.
I told you they wouldn't listen.
The clones all cheer in their own ways. Howls, meows, baas, roars, toots, screeches, tweets, whale calls. They crowd around Terry and rise him above them. Inside the ship's vents, it's a very tight squeeze. Captain leads the way with his perky, half-naked butt right in Paul's face as they slither down the vent.
Why did you have to be the one to go first?
Captain stops suddenly, causing Paul to faceplant his butt.
Because I'm the captain. Don't be getting too big for your boots just because you're first mate.
At least I'm fully dressed.
Listen, I just wanted to say thank you for helping me back there. You saved my life. You remind me of your father. He was a brave man.
Wow, thanks. Maybe next time you won't judge a book by its...
Captain lets out a little farting toot.
Oh my god, what the hell?
I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
He lets out another little toot. Paul gags.
Oh, come on, I can taste it now.
Clang, something moves behind them. Sinister breathing whistles down the vents.
1, 2, stand bugs coming for you.
Ah, hurry, follow me.
Captain and Paul awkwardly and slowly squeeze down the vent in a poor attempt at hurrying. The vents shake and puts both men at an angle.
What was that?
Captain lets out a long, pathetic toot. Inside the ship's clones' quarters, the crew are all crowd surfing on a sea of clones.
You did it, Terry.
They love me. They really love me.
Ting! A small bolt falls from the roof.
What was that?
Suddenly, a piece of ventilation shaft falls from the roof, crushing a few smiling clones. A crowd encircles the wreckage as Paul, Captain, and Stanbug stumble from it.
Hey guys.
Nice underwear, sir. It matches your eye.
The captain blushes.
Oh, this old thing.
Silence! This isn't time for flirting. This is time for revenge. I hate all of you, and I've always hated you. Every single one of you is a broken waste of space. Even if I didn't kill you right now, none of you would last 5 minutes. You're all utter dickholes.
The clones have started creeping closer and closer to Stanbug.
Wait. What are you doing? Stop, slaves! Stop! I order you!
They're not slaves anymore.
The clones' eyes start glowing red.
Stop! Get back!
Hey, Stan. Each one of us might be broken, but we all work perfectly together.
Stan looks momentarily perplexed.
That sounded so gay.
The clones jump on him and crowd round. Blood and goo fly into the air.
Ah!
Ha ha ha! All's well that ends well.
Blood splatters onto the captain. They all cheer except Paul.
No, wait.
Group high five?
The others cheer.
Yeah.
Seriously,
The others all jump in the air and high-five joyously.
we're still stuck in space, and we're still stuck in the middle of space with no way of ever fixing it.
Oh, yeah.
They all look solemn as they share silence. Even Stanbug only politely gurgles.
We're stuck here.
Forever.
With no hope of rescue.
And, damn it, I lost it. Pull it together, B-O-O-B.
They are silent for a moment.
Do you think anyone back home will ever notice we're gone?
Nah. At best will be a minor news story between commercials for fast food and diarrhea tablets.
In space,
Yeah, you're probably right.
we pull away from the gigantic ship further and further, speeding past galaxies, black holes, solar systems, stars, planets, until we end up at planet Earth, headquarters of Fukushima Mining Company. A beautiful high-story Japanese office with wide windows reveal an incredible view of a city. We see the back of an elderly Japanese CEO, thin gray hair. We never see his face. He is stood at the giant windows looking out at the city below. Chaos. Smoke rises from buildings. Gunfire and sirens echo. Muffled explosions ring out across the city. The radio fades into a news report.
More chaos has arisen across the globe as today marks the 22nd consecutive day since the world officially ran out of oil.
The CEO's mobile buzzes. He answers it. A Japanese voice is heard.
Sir, the final ship. It's gone dark.
The CEO grunts.
God have mercy on our souls.
The CEO snaps his phone shut and takes a deep breath. He opens one of the giant windows in front of him and steps out. We watch the city skyline as it burns. Silence. Cut to the ship's flight deck. PARTY, the gang celebrate, and BOOB drops more sweet twerks as the credits roll.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, sweet. Good job, you guys. So that was Stuck in the Void by Jacob T. Welby. Jacob, thank you so much for sending it to us. I thought it was a really funny script with a lot of funny jokes. Definitely give it a proofread. I started pointing them out in the beginning, but then it got to be quite a few grammatical errors, punctuation errors, and a few typos. So definitely give that a fix. But I definitely think you're funny, and that's one of the hardest parts of comedy. I'm no expert, but it's very interesting the difference between this script and the script before. I think your jokes are really funny, but I don't care about the characters. I don't know what any of the characters really want or care about. I don't have any, I don't feel sorry for anybody. I don't have any empathy for any of them. So feel free to ignore it because I am an amateur screenwriter myself. But I feel like that is what could elevate this script if you worked a bit on developing the characters and making us care about them and achieving their goals. So that's my feedback, but good job. very funny, difficult to be funny, and best of luck with animating it if you're gonna make this. Let's go now to Kat. What were your thoughts on the script?
Hello. Okay. Thank you so much for submitting. I had a good time. I really love sci-fi. It is my bag. So, and like comedy sci-fi as well, like Futurama, Red Dwarf, stuff like that. Again, very much my bag. So, I enjoyed it on that level. It was always going to be difficult for me to hate this script because it's like right in my wheelhouse. I made a couple of notes, a couple of which we actually discussed in the script, which is that I personally think that Terry should be female. I mean, there's no need to change anything at all, but the description of that character, because you only have this one female character, and the description of the character in the character list is that she's like tough and masculine because she's a science experiment. And I was like, women can be tough and masculine without being a science experiment. So I would just take that out and just make her just a normal tough masculine female instead of making her a science experiment tough masculine female. And just have Terry just be like a normal ordinary person. Because it's great having atypical people, but not when they're like your only people. I also thought I kind of agree with Smish in a way. Some of your characters, you kind of picked one character aspect and then just kind of ran with it. So Vladimir is that she's like a brawny Russian, I guess, rather than kind of like a rounded out person with thoughts and feelings and stuff. I mean, I liked Terry. I thought Terry worked really well. Personally, I thought it was just kind of a character that I could certainly relate to as a sort of accepting, but generally, oh God, this again sort of character. So yeah, I like that. I made a note how on page 13, the captain says, you need to be our next first officer, was it? And it's not clear at all from the script who he's talking about. You just kind of have to guess that it's Paul from the next few lines. So have him point at Paul in the action or say, well, I guess you're the new CEO. First officer Paul kind of thing. So yeah, I would make that clear. I made a note about hashtag science. You don't get sucked out into space, you get blown out into space because the air is on the inside. I can almost hear Cheddarman crossing that off his feedback list, and probably Curtin Parlow as well. Like all the nerds like sitting around going, yep, I had that note, never mind. But yeah, the air's on the inside, not on the outside. So you get blown out with that air when the doors open. There is some argument that because you get pulled from one area to another, you could be like sucked, but it's scientifically inaccurate. So just a note.
Nerd.
Yeah, thank you so much. But yeah, other than that, I thought it was a lot of fun. Some of the jokes are funny. I would try and sort of reevaluate the way that you've written your characters and the way that they speak, based on making them slightly more of a rounded character, rather than so like if you pretend that the stereotype, if you like, that you've given each of them, like Vladimir being Russian and BOOB being a posh camp British robot, take those aspects away and write the character and then kind of add them so that it's not the only thing about the character that we know. It's part of their personality rather than being. That is probably how I would approach it, because I think it'll be easy enough for you to do that. But yeah, it was fun. Like I said, I enjoyed it. It was nicely paced. I wasn't sitting there bored at any point, but I'm pretty sure everyone else is sitting there bored now, listening to me ramble on. So
God, shut
I will
up.
wrap this up.
Just kidding, just kidding. Thank you, Kat. Yeah, 7 out of 10 on the feedback from Kat. Thank you very much. Moving on now to Erica. What were your thoughts on the script?
I just want to say thanks for letting us read this, and I really enjoyed narrating it, actually. There were a lot of typos, but typos aside, I actually felt that this was a quick and easy read. For me anyway, narrating it, there was less prose and more dialogue, so it wasn't too bad for me on that front. I know this is supposed to be animated, and I kept trying to see it as animated, and I'm sure that that's the avenue you want to take, but I honestly felt it could be, real people or animated either way. I kept seeing it with real people and thought it was actually a bit funnier than animated, but I don't really watch probably the kind of animated TV shows that this would be closely related to, so that's probably why I couldn't see it that way. But otherwise, I thought it was very, very hilarious. I agree with everyone else, though, that the characters do need a bit of work. I think the only character I really enjoyed was Stan, and it seemed like you killed him at the end. So I was kind of disappointed because I felt like Stan was, to me, Stan and Paul were the only two who I knew what, in a way, what their goals were. I mean, even though Stan's goal was to be a dick, he did it well. And he did it, he did it proudly, and he wore it proudly, and everyone knew it. And he wanted to be captain, like that was what he was aspiring for. And I felt like the only character who you actually gave a goal to was the one who kind of, got destroyed by the clones at the end. So, it was a great read, hilarious, and thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Erica. Moving on now to Hot Puns Jukebox. What were your thoughts on the script?
Hey, buddy! Thanks again for letting us read this script. It was a lot of fun playing all these characters. But yeah, kind of what chat is saying. I did get a lot of, or I first off, I did see it as animated, and I definitely saw like a mix between Futurama and Family Guy. Because of just like the ragtag group of individuals that are just like so different from each other. All these characters are so different. But I do want to echo what Smish said, and just kind of, I guess, Cat too, with just kind of expanding these characters a little bit more, so we do care about them and do want to see the next episode from this. But other than that, it was a really fun script, and I like to keep it short and simple. So that's it for me.
Nice one. Thanks, Hot Puns. Moving on now to Ozymandias Parlo. What were your thoughts on the script?
Thank you, Jacob, for submitting it script. It made me laugh a lot.
And that's all the time we have for Paul's feedback. No, just kidding. Keep going. I'm funny.
My favorite bit was when Smish stopped talking and let me carry on. I must admit to be slightly weirded out because my name's Paul, and it kind of confused me a little bit. So, how's he been following me around and like all this crazy stuff that happens in space? That he's suddenly found that I did that and then put it into a script, which kind of weirded me out a bit. But that aside, I see where everyone else is coming from with the whole lack of objectives and that kind of thing. I feel like the introduction of Paul's character at the beginning when he's a kid and his dad's gone missing and all this, that, and the other, I felt like that didn't really gel with the rest of the script, and I feel like maybe there's a better way to introduce Paul, because obviously he's going to be the main character, isn't he? I feel like there's probably better ways to introduce him, but I feel like that kind of thing will be dealt with when you're sorting out objectives and character development, that kind of thing. But yeah, it made me laugh. I would definitely like to see more of Mirth. And I would definitely like to see a lot more of Fishman, because I feel like Fishman is woefully underutilized in this script as it is at the moment. But thank you very much.
Yeah, man, I totally forgot about the opening scene. I actually loved that scene. Like, I was lolling. I thought it was really funny. So wait a second. Is Paul is the son, right?
Well, I think that's what made me get a little bit confused. I felt like I wasn't sure whether it was Paul. And his dad was called Paul as well, and it was two different people. But I felt like it was meant to be maybe like a passage of time, but I did get kind of confused by that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that it's Paul because they talked about him being aged and now on a spaceship. Yeah. So I think he's the son. So that to me is like, well, why didn't we have a scene where Paul's like, looking at a picture of his dad, or like missing his dad or whatever, because that's what would make me really feel for Paul, is that whole thing, and I totally forgot about it. So it seems like a missed opportunity, don't you think, Paul?
I'll find you, Dad.
Yeah, exactly.
One day.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, that needs to be some kind of motivation in there. Otherwise, there's no point in having that really good opening scene.
Because it was never mentioned again, was it?
He did die 200 years ago, though, so relativity and
true.
all that. So it's difficult to science your way around that.
Science, yeah. It was a long time ago. Maybe he forgot about his dad. Good point, Kat. All right, moving
But
on now.
You got clones, though. Clones are an established thing. Just saying.
Yeah, that's true. He could have a clone dad that he uses to fill the void. Oh, the void. Okay, Cheddar Man, what were your thoughts on the script?
Colton the Clone Ranger.
Well, first of all, thank you for submitting your script. I had a fun time reading it, playing these characters. I agree with what people were saying, that the characters need fleshing out more. Like, sometimes the captain, I felt like I wasn't sure how to play him, because he, like, should I just play him straight as like this kind of bombastic character? But then sometimes he's kind of like, I don't know, a little bit questioning himself. So I wasn't sure where to go with him, and yeah. But the characters were funny, just not deep. So yeah, it's good though. It's funny. The only joke that felt to me like it felt kind of flat was the joke, the Captain Obvious joke. Like it could just be workshopped a little. Like, I just felt like the captain's response was a little too, I don't know, easy. Like there could be more of a joke in there or something. But yeah, good script, fun read, and I can imagine this. I could see it all animating in my mind, so that's a good thing.
All right, well, that sound marks the end of our show. Thank you so much to Jacob for submitting your script. I super appreciate it, and I hope you will submit more scripts in the future. Thank you to the Table Readers. Thank you to everybody watching on Twitch. Check out our website, twitchtablereads.com. And that's it. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.